Hi, everyone. It's Ian Heller with Distribution Strategy Group. I'm joined today by Rob Schiefelbein at SPS Commerce. Rob, thank you for making time for me today. Why don't you give me a little bit about your background and your responsibilities at SPS?
Thanks, Ian. It's great to be here. I've been at SPS Commerce for 3 years, and I'm a senior supply chain strategist. I assist our customers with designing their solution. So, working with our technical crew as we understand the challenges and opportunities our customers are facing. And I speak to industry best practices, specifically for industrial distributors, as they seek to put our solution into practice and capitalize on opportunities and address the challenges that they're facing today.
Yeah, boy, those challenges have just gotten more difficult over the years. I thought we could talk about three different areas. One is supply chain innovations. Maybe we'll cover that first. And then talk about technology integrations like IoT, for example. And then maybe a little bit about the future outlook where you see technology going for distributors and supply chain management. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Great. So let's start with supply chain innovations. I know you talk a lot about supply chain control towers. Can you tell me what those are and how they apply to wholesale distributors?
Yeah, certainly. So uh, I enjoy it as part of my job. I get to understand what's on the technological landscape, what trends and solutions are out there on the horizon for industrial distributors and across all of our customers, especially. So I'll like to pull those in because often our customers will um, want to understand what's out there in addition to the bread and butter that is EDI, that SPS, as is our sweet spot. Understanding what technological innovations are on the horizon is important to our customers. So among those are supply chain control towers. It's a buzzy word that is often used in marketing material by many a solution provider. So when it comes to supply chain control towers, what we're talking about here is a centralized hub for end-to-end visibility, can be used for monitoring, analysis, and overall supply chain management. Typically, with top tier control towers, you have an autonomous layer that can be used to take action on top of the visibility that the control tower is providing. So it's not just diagnosing what could be working correctly or going wrong, but it's taking actions to either pivot or to accelerate in the right direction.
Got it. Okay, so it sounds like it's a set of processes and some kind of organization as well as technology that come together to give better visibility control over supply chains.
Yeah, with a top tier control tower, what you're looking at is it could be a platform or it could be something as straightforward as a dashboard that is monitoring in real time the nodes of a supply chain or a similar dynamic environment, displaying performance and status updates, providing alerts and things of that nature, that so that the user has one single view, one single perspective into that environment in question.
Got it. Okay, and related to that, I hear this term supply chain digital twins. Can you tell me how they're transforming how distributors predict and respond to demand changes?
Yeah, certainly. So supply chain digital twin, similar to a supply chain control tower, would be a virtual representation of an environment in question. So whereas the control tower is that single view of an environment, a digital twin is a single view of an environment, but also in the dynamic sense that allows scenario analysis, predictive modeling, generating data sets that can be used for proactive planning, for rapid response and risk mitigation, for strategies that help optimize operations that a distributor is wanting to view. So distributors will use these to predict and respond to demand changes, whether that be in a positive or a negative direction. So think of shocks that can happen due to geopolitical reasons or going back to demand spikes as we saw during COVID, fluctuations of that nature. or opportunities if there's something on the horizon that distributor wants to capitalize on for business opportunities, such as a new market opportunity, a new geography, things of that nature.
So does a digital twin help you model what might happen? You said you talked about different scenarios. So you can model those things without affecting your physical supply chain?
Yeah, so part of the value of a digital twin would be to have a separate environment where the real-time environment is modeled virtually, and not in real life, so that you can assess something like a balance between fill rate and out of stock. So understanding how much inventory should be held on hand, and then apply that to the real world um, purchase ordering, for example.
Got it. Okay, so you can run simulations and things that you wouldn't want to try out in your physical supply chain without some testing and modeling first.
Correct. So if I was to compare this to like the software world, if you've ever heard the term smoke testing, it would be like a form of smoke testing in a physical supply chain, but done so in the virtual sense.
Got it.
If that all makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. And then I know also a lot of distributors are using warehouse AI to optimize distributor operations. And that's yet a third type of technology, right?
Correct. And of course, AI is the most popular buzzword of this decade, it seems. So when it comes to warehouse AI, if we're just looking at the warehouse, and that's probably a more practical um, way to narrow it down there. AI is certainly infiltrating the warehouse in every which way, from AMRs and AGVs. Those are autonomous mobile robots and automated guided vehicles, other forms of robots and automation. And with material handling equipment, we'll see automated sort and retrieval systems. Those are ASRS. Other pallet and cube-based systems like auto stores and goods-to-person solutions. Those are all leveraging AI. In the past, they have from a machine learning type perspective, but now with the advances into generative AI and 2025 is the year of agentic AI, as we've heard from some sources. Uh, those solutions are being enhanced by AI, um, and they're good examples of it. So another example I can think of would be machine vision and using GPU-based readers for uh, pairing with Internet of Things for scanning labels, understanding cube storage, and dynamic slotting in a warehouse for pick path optimization, for dynamic packaging and understanding what's the best way to package an item or case or palletize an order without wasting any air, without wasting any space. So there's a sustainability component to it as well that now uses AI with the machine vision component incorporated. On top of that, we have smart labels, we have 2D barcodes, that are now using AI to process uh, piles and piles of data that will then uh, show the solution to the human user. What's the best path for me to pick? What's the best way for me to fill this order in a way that will save time and will increase my throughput and hopefully maintain or increase our service levels.
And it sounds like when wholesale distributors engage with SPS, they don't have to come to you with a completed set of requirements and just say, hey, I'm looking for software. They can work with you or one of your counterparts to actually understand how they can get value out of a supply chain control tower, a supply chain digital twin, or a warehouse AI. Is that correct?
Yeah, so what we'll often do is we'll take an existing understanding like I've just described of what a control tower is or a digital twin, and compare that to how our customers are using those today or how they have those on their roadmap for implementation. Typically, Solutions that we offer will be that stepping stone to successful implementation of a control tower in the next couple years. You know, SPS Commerce per se doesn't have a control tower solution to compete with the largest tier one control towers. Now we have SPS Fulfillment Monitor, which is a more scaled down type of control tower where we're just providing view into order flow and exception management, customer service level, and giving our users the ability to use Fulfillment Monitor for collaborative purposes. Um, so we'll try to understand how do our solutions fit into the steps that our customers are wanting to take to make the most use out of a control tower, either now or in the future. Same thing with the digital twin. Same thing with warehouse AI.
Got it. Okay, very interesting. So let's talk about technology integration. How does Internet of Things or IoT technology enhance visibility and efficiency in a distribution network?
Yeah, so with IoT, Internet of Things, Industry 4.0, what we're talking about here is the usage of a network of sensors throughout the supply chain. So at the specific nodes of a supply chain that a user can view for performance, for collecting real-time data, for tracking assets, and making decisions. So we talked earlier about control towers and digital twins. Control tower is going to pull information that is being sent to it by an Internet of Things, by those sensors. And a digital twin can model performance based on readings received through those sensors in the Internet of Things. So there's a lot of connectivity here with these topics, and often one or more will come up as I discuss these with distributors specifically. So Internet of Things, when it comes to tracking, it can include technologies like RFID, radio frequency identification, little RFID tags that 2 decades ago were first popularized or at least brought to the mainstream by Walmart and have since become much more widespread, much more cost accessible, much lower barrier to entry for users now. So RFID can be and is being used for high priced goods, for pharmaceuticals, anything with a track and trace aspect like food or drugs. And on that spectrum of tracing, in addition to RFID, you have Bluetooth, you have NFC or near field communications, and GPS as well. So just from the asset tracking side, IoT is specifically useful. And on a similar basis, those same sensors that provide tracking can also monitor performance, same as we are looking at through the control tower. They can also monitor the environment. So if you're moving perishable goods, you want to know, is there any light? Is there any heat? Is there any